And I'm going to present to you about sentence adverb and focus adverbs.
Sentence adverb, verb that modify entire sentence. Common sentence adverb are actually, certainly, basically, clearly, definitely, essentially, and fortunately. For example, fortunately, Bill's military service paid for his college education. Some adverbs can function either as sentence adverb and simple adverbs. For example, clearly he is a very good speaker. It is clear that he is a very good speaker. For simple adverbs, he speaks clearly. Clearly modifies speak. Sentence adverb can be used in various places. If the adverb comes first or last in a sentence, separate it from the rest of the sentence by a comma. For example, basically, comma, I'm in favor of that. Second example, I'm in favor of that, comma, basically. If the adverb comes elsewhere in the sentence, it usually comes after the verb be. For example, I'm basically in favor of that. Or, and before other verb. For example, I basically agree with the plan. Focus adverb. Common focus adverbs are even, just, only, and almost. For example, even I believe that focuses on I. I believe even that focuses on that. By changing the position of a focus adverb, often change the meaning of the sentence. For example, just teenager can attend the meetings. Focuses on the teenagers. Teenagers can just attend the meeting. Focus on attend. In spoken English, the word you're focusing on is stressed. Only teenager can attend. Teenager can only attend.
Hi, my name is Deana and I will present to you about negative adverb. Negative adverbs. This is an example of some of negative adverbs. Hardly, neither, in no way, never, little, not only, rarely, and seldom. In sentence or clauses beginning with a negative adverb, put the verb or auxiliary before the subject to emphasize the negative meaning. For example, seldom have I heard that either. Seldom is the negative adverb, have is the verb, and I is the subject. If the verb is in the simple present or simple past, use do, does, or did after an initial negative adverb. For example, rarely did he think about other people's feelings. Did is used when the sentence is in simple past. The negative adverb not only combines with but also. For example, not only should we allow that, but we should also encourage it. Sentences beginning with other negative adverbs usually sound more formal. For example, seldom have women served in combat. Seldom is the negative adverbs. Here and there are other adverbs that force inversion when they come at the beginning of a sentence. For example, here is your money. Next, we invert the subject and verb if the subject is a noun. For example, here comes the bus. Bus is the noun. And we don't invert the subject and verb if the subject is a pronoun. Here it comes. It is the pronoun.
Hi, my name is Azera. I will explain dependent clause, independent clause, and adverb clause. Clause is a group of words that contains at least one subject and a verb showing past,
present, or future times. Clauses are either independent clauses or dependent clauses. Independent clauses can stand alone as a complete sentences. Complete sentences should have subject, verb, and complete thought. For example, Tommy was late to class. Tommy is the subject and late is the verb. While dependent clauses cannot stand alone, they need another clauses to be fully understood. For example, after I got home. We do not know what happened after that person got home. Complex sentences is the sentences that containing both dependent clauses and independent clauses. For example, I cook and clean the house after I got home. I cook and clean the house is the independent clauses, and after I got home is the dependent clauses. We can also put dependent clauses at the beginning of the sentences, but we should put comma after the dependent clauses. Adverb clauses are dependent clauses that indicate how, when, where, why, or under what conditions the things happen. For example, the woman took notes while being taught to cook. These adverb clauses describe when the woman took the notes. Adverb clauses also introduce contrast. For example, even though school is tough, it is very important. Adverb clauses begin with subordinating conjunction to keep the adverb clauses from being a complete thought. For example, before you go to bed, turn off the television.
Hello everyone, my name is Jazira Jeffrey and I'm going to present to you about adverb clause of time, adverb clause of place, and adverb clause of reason.
Adverb clauses of time indicates that when something happens. We can introduce adverb clauses of time by using words such as after, as soon as, before, by the time, since, whenever, and etc. For example, the rest will start as soon as everyone is in class. The second one is, she will earn a good salary once she starts playing regularly. Once he'll tell you that, starting from that moment, this happened. The third one is, I will wait here until or till they arrive. Until is used for formal conversation, and till is used in informal conversation, but both give you the same meaning. Adverb clauses of place indicates where something happened. We can use words like anywhere, everywhere, where, wherever, and etc. to express adverb clauses of place. For example, anywhere you go, sports stars are national heroes. Or major athletes are popular wherever they go. Adverb clauses of reason indicates why something happened. We can use words such as because, now that, since, and etc. to express adverb clauses of reason. For example, she won the medal because she had practiced tirelessly. Because give you the reason. Secondly, since he didn't register in time, he can't pay. Since can be used not only in adverb clauses of time, but in adverb clauses of reason as well. Same goes as.
As he was badly hurt, he had to drop out of the game. As give you the meaning that starting from the moment he was badly hurt, he had to drop out of the game.
Hi, I am Fatin Munirah and I will be presenting about adverb clause of contrast and adverb clause of condition. So, for adverb clauses of condition, it is used to indicate under what conditions something happens. In other words, it is to tell that one action can be fulfilled when another action has been completed. The adverb clauses of condition is often introduced by if, unless, in case, only if, and even if. If clauses express the conditions necessary for the result. For an example, if we win, we will go to KFC to celebrate. So in this sentence, if we win represent the conditions acquired. For unless means that something will happen or be true if another thing doesn't happen or is not true. For an example, unless she hurries up, we won't arrive in time. So unless she hurries up represent that if this thing doesn't happen, something will happen. For in case is in order to be prepared for a possible future event. For an example, in case you need me, I'll be at Tom's. So in this word, in case you need me is in order for him to be prepared for a possible future event. For only if, it means that only one condition will produce the result. So for an example, we will give you your phone back only if you do well on your exams. So in this sentence, only if you do well in your exams represent the condition. For even if the condition does not matter, the result will be the same anyway. So for an example, even if he practices constantly, he won't make the team. So in these sentences, even if he practices constantly represent that the condition doesn't matter because he won't make the team anyway. The result will be the same. For adverb clauses of contrast, it is used to make a contrast with the idea expressed in the independent clause. Independent clause is a clause that doesn't need any accompanying clause for it to make a complete sentence. The adverb clauses of contrast is often introduced by although, even though, while, and whereas. So for although, even though, and though, it is used to show unexpected result. For an example, although he is quite young, he was selected for the team. As for while and whereas, it is used to make a direct contrast. For an example, she is bawling her head off while the other girls are playing happily. So in the first example, which is although he is quite young, the clauses is used to show an expected result. For an example, although he is quite young, he was selected for the team. It was an unexpected thing. For while and whereas, she is bawling her head off while the other girls are playing happily. It is used to make a direct contrast between the girl who is crying and the other girls who are playing happily.